Kabarole Research and Resource Center is a research, advocacy and community development non-government organization based in rural countryside of Western Uganda. We facilitate processes that enable policymakers, academia, civil society organizations, private sector, and rural communities to respond to development needs and priorities for a peaceful, equitable, and economically sustainable development. To talk about the Food Change Lab, the lab is a multi-actor initiative that has been engaging food system frontrunners to reshape food policy agenda for an inclusive, greener, and sustainable urban and rural food systems. It was co-designed with the local actors in collaboration with Hivos and IID to address the food system challenges in Fort Portal City and its rural hinterland. The Food Change Lab is based in Fort Portal City that has a population of over 50,000 people, and it's expected to increase by tenfold by 2040. Fort Portal and its rural hinterland is known as the food basket of the region, but it is also known to be having the highest malnutrition rates in Uganda, with stunting recorded at 40.6% among children under the age of 5 years. Therefore, the Food Change Lab was initiated to address this paradox. Now, let's talk about even the main challenges as a result of implementing the Food Change Lab in Fort Portal and its hinterland. We have a functional and a legitimate street food vendor association that responds to the dietary requirements of the low-income consumers in Fort Portal City. And the association is currently a member recognized as a representative of the private sector under the District Nutrition Coordination Committee. Secondly, we have citizen-generated evidence that has influenced and has informed the policy review processes of the district and Fort Portal City. We have influenced the review of the District Production and Environment Ordinance, which is a local policy that now is influencing the production and consumption of diet-dense foods such as indigenous vegetables in Fort Portal and the rural hinterland. Through the Fort Portal Food Change Lab, Kabarole District developed a nutrition action plan that guides the food system and nutrition programming both at the district level and the sub-county. There has been increased adoption of the traditional food diversity concept known as Urugali that has been appreciated widely and has increased the production and consumption of diverse indigenous foods which are diet dense in nature. How have we realized more healthy diets in Kabarole District? First and foremost, we have used the household food diaries to assess the levels of food diversity and perceptions among rural urban consumers for local action and policy reviews. We have used food festivals and traditional Urugali chefs to influence the general perceptions and behavior change towards consumption of indigenous foods. We have also worked and influenced formal restaurants and hotels to incorporate indigenous foods on their menu. We have conducted food summits that have involved food system actors to suggest local policy recommendations regarding the regional food system. And the actors are from the Fort Portal City and from the national level. Lastly, we have used the media through the chef program to influence better methods of food preparation to increase consumption of indigenous food varieties for healthier diets. How has the Food Lab improved the food system governance? By making it more inclusive. First, we worked directly with the technical and political team to analyze the district food system, and we have facilitated them to review the local food policies to include priorities of the low-income consumers. We have influenced the urban authorities to locate safe food spaces for the food street vendors to ensure that they provide safe food to the low-income consumers. We have bestowed and worked with food ambassadors to advocate for inclusive planning and effective food value chains. Lastly, the Coalition of the Willing, which is a multi-actor in nature, has been at the forefront in behavior change communication and informing the food policy agenda at the local and regional level.